And welcome back. Okay, so the premiere of Survivor 43 aired last Wednesday, and tonight episode 2 is airing. So Kim and I want to share some of our thoughts with you before the new episode airs.
Because we know how opinionated Blake gets on these.
Listen, just a little bit, okay? It just really depends.
I like your insights.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so the episode opens. We've got 3 tribes, 6 people on each, right? And so you've got the classic, like they're all coming in on boats to the island, and they have this opening challenge they have to do. Now, before I talk about the challenge a little bit, I want to say something I really appreciated about this premiere overall is that I felt like we're really getting to know the contestants this time, which is something I kind of complained about, and I feel like a lot of people on social media were complaining about in years past.
Yeah.
Because it was so twist and challenge heavy that it wasn't so much, like you didn't really get to know anybody.
And then you don't care who goes home.
Right.
Because you don't know who it is.
Yeah. So
especially the first episode.
Yeah, and the big thing I want to point out about this opening challenge is that there was a really interesting move made where, so they'd move these crates, and then you got puzzle pieces out, and then you need to stack the crates. Then you need to stand on top of the crate. Once you sit on top of the crate, you had a big pole type thing, I guess, that had a little canister thing on it where you had to retrieve a key, and they were all really struggling. But one guy on the tribe that won, he had the idea that to basically take the canister on the pole and put the key in it and drag it down, which was genius. Yeah. That was so genius.
Whole thing, work hard, work smarter,
yes.
not harder.
Yeah, so I thought that was really, really interesting. And so then the other 2 tribes that didn't win that opening challenge, once they got back to camp, we saw that savvy versus sweaty competition come back, which was interesting to see. And each tribe picked one or the other, and they both were able to achieve that, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But this immunity challenge, we have to get into this. So first of all, it's this classic, big, kind of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, it's a huge setup, as you can see, and so they had to climb over a bunch of stuff and crawl. Yeah, very obstacle course heavy. That's the word I was looking for. And what's interesting is you can definitely kind of see what tribes are gonna be competitive and really good at this and what aren't.
More physical.
Yeah, because this girl specifically, I don't remember her name, but she struggled getting under there.
Underneath this log and make it big enough that your body could fit through it.
Yes, but then I always love when they all have to get over the walls. That's one of my favorite things to see, because it's funny how they choose to get over it together.
And then how does the last person get up? That's always really interesting.
Yeah, I know, and it's really fascinating. And then once they got to the top, they had to go back down, and then they each got to pick a puzzle. There was 3 puzzle type things you could pick from, which was interesting.
And some looked harder, but the more simpler ones actually were just as hard.
Yeah.
So you had to get that done.
Yeah, and the red and the blue team, I think it's the colors, they were able to kind of successfully make it happen, but the yellow team fell short, unfortunately.
Yes.
I don't know, this immunity challenge was just so exciting to me, and like I said, I'm really excited to see how some of these tribes compete moving forward, because it was super fascinating to see how they work together.
Absolutely. Another thing that they brought back was the secret challenge on the separate island. Where they took someone from each tribe and they pulled them away.
Right. And I want to know, do you think if it was you, and you were on the tribe on the beach, do you think you'd be willing to go to the secret island, or would you be kind of scared to do that up front?
You know what? I think I would have to play the game and go.
I think I would be interested to go too.
I don't want any regrets. So if I didn't go all in and take every little opportunity that, I think I would regret it.
For sure. So we go to the secret island. They have 3 different people, one from each tribe, are taken on separate boats. And basically what ends up happening is it's this risk versus no risk vote challenge that we had last season, except it looks a little different this year. So instead of climbing up that giant hill mountain type thing.
And spending all that time together and bonding emotionally.
They wade through the water, quite literally, onto the smaller little island. Now, another part about that's interesting, though, is last season they would go and do it separately, kind of in private, and you just had to trust the other people. This time they're all doing it right there in front of each other, which is interesting.
They flip them over and their choice, and so everybody can see that.
Yes, so you either choose to risk or protect your vote.
I like it better that way.
I do too,
honestly.
and it's interesting too, because the stakes are higher, because whoever gets the reward gets an immunity idol, which is crazy.
And if you don't, you lose your vote.
Yeah. So and then so then we end up at tribal council, where the yellow tribe is unfortunately there. Listen, classic Survivor. Mariah goes. We see the girls. They never stick together. I was complaining to you about this morning.
Always say they're going to. We're going to change.
And they never do.
And then they don't.
And it bothers me so much, because I'm literally, if they would have kept her, whether she's a good competitor or not, they could have teamed up against the guys, and they would have had the numbers moving forward.
And I think their editing was different too. They really did spend a lot more time getting to know Mariah this time.
Yeah.
Just to boot her off, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And her story was cool. She was the one where she was the performing arts teacher. So I really enjoyed like what she brought to the show.
She brought some joy.
Yeah, and last week we both said that we kind of thought she would have like a Mary Ann type story, and then she didn't.
Sneak into the
yeah,
end,
so it was a little disappointing.
Week 1,
yeah, but one thought I think we can agree on is neither of us really like Ellie. She's the psychologist. There's something about us that we just don't really appreciate psychologists.
Don't use your psychology against me.
Yeah, yeah, but who's like maybe one person that you're like, I don't know if you'd say that they're gonna win, but like kind of on your radar. Justine. Okay, and mine is Jesse, which is the ex-gang member. I think he's really fascinating, and I think they're both playing a really strong game.
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited to see where this season goes.
Tonight,
yeah,
here on CBS.
Yes, we'll catch you up next week, and then of course, if you can't catch tonight, catch it tomorrow on Paramount Plus. So super exciting episode. Excited to see where the season goes.
Yes.
All right, we want to say a big